potential changes to the district plan. Jamie, would you like to introduce this item?
Excuse me, I just wanted to declare an interest on this item.
And I need to do the same as well.
And
there are two
Andrew.
properties that are affected that I wasn't aware were affected, so I'll sit out from this one.
Okay, so Andrew, Raph and Dion. Thank you. Just sit back.
Yes, happy to move, Leanne. And just by way of brief introduction, two parts to this. One's around the Port Hills overlays, which is fundamentally the risks have either been removed or recalculated as lower than they were originally anticipated. And the second one is, I think, a common sense move where pre-earthquake there were no parking restrictions in the commercial areas in Littleton, the Banks Peninsula zone. This then was included, but the issue here and why we're proposing that staff go ahead and draft a change is just simply because this requirement is impeding development there. So it wasn't problematic pre-earthquake. Post-earthquake and now having this addition, it is proving problematic, and a number of potential projects are not going ahead as a direct result of this. So the proposal is to remove this requirement. One other thing that I would add too is it doesn't preclude the construction of a car parking building if that is required to service the need going forward. So pragmatic recommendations here, and I'm happy to move.
Sarah seconded it, so Yanni?
Question. Appreciate that these ones have been identified, but did you have a conversation about any other items that should go forward? Like, you know, we've had the community feedback about the multi-unit dwellings, urban design within the sort of higher intensive residential areas.
So, through you, so we have had the discussion. These are the first two that we have seen have met the fairly strict criteria of the Regen Act, and this is the first stage of preparing the proposal for the Minister, so we still need to have further discussions about that. So through the rest of the list of plan changes, we'll continue to look at which ones we think are possibilities, but these are the first two that we see as good candidates, the definite candidates that we think could go up there. So there's still work to be done on the others, and whether they take a process like this or the streamlined RMA process, or the standard RMA process for change as well, so we're still working through that. So.
Why doesn't the streamlined RMA process work for these two?
Well, these ones have particular regeneration. In terms of the necessity test under the Act, we feel that these meet that test under the Act. There is a whole range of other tests for the streamlined process, particularly going to the Minister for the Environment for those, under that test for the Act. So these ones we feel meet the particular regeneration tests under the Regen Act.
And just finally, can you just give us a time frame for those central or the inner city higher density living zones? When's that coming back?
We workshopped with the Performance Committee earlier, I think last month, and we're now working up the actual change, like what the changes are, and gathering the evidence for the changes. So they're being split up into particular topics, whether it's the residential suburban transition zone or the RMD zone or central city, because they all have different implications and impacts. So that their timeframes will have to come back to the Regulatory Performance Committee as when we've got the evidence as to what actually the change could be.
Good. Any other questions? Any discussion? I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much.